Thank Sorry.
Go ahead. That was the recording thing.
A very warm welcome to the first SpeakSmart theatrical endeavor, Mask N Mic. At SpeakSmart, we believe that communication works for those who work on it. SpeakSmart is headed by Sreela Mitra, certified by Trinity College London in effective communication skills. SpeakSmart helps you to implement, communicate, and think. SpeakSmart Student Wing was SpeakSmart Student Wing was founded by four teenagers who were completely bored and thought about starting an organization. We hope that you have an amazing event. Over to you, Vaishali.
Thank you, Manasvi. So I'll be introducing the judges for today. Our first judge for today is Rohil Ghosh, currently pursuing English at Hindu College. Rohil loves all things theatre. He has been a part of numerous productions like School of Rock, Macbeth, Arsenic and Old Lace, and several others. He is a gargantuan advocate for the creative arts and can rightfully be called a music nerd as well as a bibliophile. If you asked him to choose between spending his time doing anything and discussing Virginia Woolf, Death Grips, and Egon Schiele, he without a doubt would choose the latter. It's great to have you on board, Rohil.
Hello. It's an honor to be judging, and I'm looking forward to all of the amazing performances. I'm sure all of you will do so well.
Thank you, Rohil. Our second judge for today is Obon Guptu. He is currently attending Jindal School of International Affairs and is passionate about entering the journalism spectrum. Theatre undoubtedly has played the biggest role in his school life. Being involved in this field since junior school has molded him into the person that he is today. Barring numerous other plays beyond the school horizon, comprise leading roles, namely in plays such as Arsenic and Old Lace and School of Rock, the musical. It is great to have you here, Obon.
Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. But genuinely, I'm so happy to be here and thankfully get a few hours of college as well. And I'm excited for what all of you have in store for us. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Obon. Now over to Sarah.
Thank you so much, Vaishali. Today I'll be just introducing the format, just recapitulation for all of you. I'm sure you know it. But today we're looking at a format which consists of acting and public speaking. Now there are two ways you can incorporate the character into your speech. Giving you an example of Draco Malfoy as a character and a scenario, for example, rejecting a job interview. So there are two ways you can actually incorporate him into the speeches by actually imitating or impersonating him and showing how the character will react to the particular situation, or just mentioning him in a speech. Moving on to rules and regulations, participants are required to adhere to the time limit and refrain from exceeding the total speaking time. Usually we do not allow vernaculars, but this time keeping in mind the current format, vernaculars will be entertained. Participants are requested to keep their videos on while speaking. All other participants and attendees are requested to keep their audios muted during the event unless you're asked to speak. Normally, we do not allow background or any kind of visual effects, but this time we can have it. So participants, if you want to, please do so, go ahead. But this is completely optional. If you have a phone, we understand it is not possible if it is not possible for you. Next, if the character or the person or the participants wants to change their name into characters, you are allowed to do so, but just keep in mind that you actually mention your name in brackets so we can it is easier for us to spotlight you. And last but not the least, please don't forget to have fun. Muskan, over.
So now we'll be starting our much awaited event with our first participant, Yavi Agarwal. The situation is stranded on an island with your school bully, and the character is our very own sarcastic Chandler Bing. Yavi, over to you.
Oh, am I audible?
Yes.
Could this get any worse? I am stranded on an island alone with my school bully Brad, the guy who called me Chandler Bing my entire life. It's a surname, not a doorbell. Get over it. I did not choose it. I mean, even though if I did, it would have been something much worse. But that's not the point. People say we're a small world. Yet I never run into Beyonce. but I have to be stranded on an island alone with Brad. Because of him, till the age of 25, I thought the reply to "I love you" was "oh crap," because that's all I heard till I was in a high school. Because Brad told all of the girls that I have 3 nipples. I mean, how do you even know that? I never attended swimming or gym lessons because I didn't have the physical abilities to do so. And because my mom told me that standing shirtless in front of other guys is not good for my ego. But that's not the point. He's the reason I started smoking in the first place. And I was in 9th grade. And these nicotine patches, they don't work. I've been trying them since 9th grade and I've not been able to quit ever since. Brad scarred me to this level that I went on a date one day. And when a girl asked me, why do I want to kiss you so bad right now? My reply was, because I was bullied in high school by a guy named Brad. God wants to make up for it. And then I did this dance. It does not make sense. Why would you do this, Brad? And and now if anyone comes and asks me, I want some advice, I tell them I'm not good at advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment? Because I started using humor as a defense against all the bullying. And now, did you look at my outfits in school? Do you really think you had to go out of your way to bully me? I would have gotten bullied anyways. Look at it. Who wears an oversized t-shirt to school? No one. Why, Brad? Why?
Perfect.
Thank you, Yavi. That was amazing. I mean, you brought Chandler Wing to life in an amazing way. The dance, loved it. So, the judges, if you have any comments.
Yes, I sort of clapped if any of you would see. But
We did,
no,
yeah.
So this was really entertaining. Chandler Bing is again a character which, you know, when you play you can't really go wrong. I really liked the fact that you included a lot of his character background and everything. I would also have really liked to see if there was if there was a part where you took all of those characteristics and sort of acted in that scenario, communicating with this Brad person who you're stranded with. That would have been very, very good. And but you know, again, like what you did, this came to me right now while I was speaking, so it wouldn't have come to me before. So I don't expect any of you to, you know, go ahead and do all of this, but I really liked how you conveyed essentially the character through even the clothes choice and everything. And I liked your diction a lot. I think that's very important. There wasn't a word I couldn't understand. So that is something which is really important in theatre. So good job.
Thank you so much. Auburn, would you have anything to say?
Yeah, sure. And Yavi, like, great job, because it's not easy to ace Chandler's quirky mechanisms and mannerisms, and while also having that clear diction. And I love how you've actually made the effort to wear a sweater in this 45-degree weather, and actually, and you've actually aced the costume as well. And generally, like, the flow of your speech was like really good. I think the only sector which you could have slightly improved in was the modulation of the voice part. Because like when you're angry at Brad for the entire thing, maybe like some variation there would have worked better for your character. But like regardless, like genuinely great job. And like it's definitely not easy to ace his quirky, mannerisms and everything. But yeah, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, judges. So now our next participant is Divya Surana. The situation is going in for a job interview and the character is Oprah Winfrey. Divya, can we have?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Right. Hello, ma'am. My name is Oprah Winfrey, and I am the candidate for your job for the talk show host. And now I would like to tell you a bit about myself. So I have basically done live shows and radio shows, interviews, etc. since I was 16. Initially, I had never thought of going into television. I wanted to become a teacher, but my first on-screen experience was with CBS. What happened was, in one of my sophomore year drawing classes, I got a call from a guy working in CBS. And when I came back from the call, our teacher, Mr. Cox, who said I couldn't even draw a straight line with or without a ruler, asked me who it was. I just told him it was this guy from CBS who just kept on calling me, asking me to interview for a job. And then he told me, this is the reason why you go to school, you fool, so that CBS can call you. So you leave class right now, go back and call him. I was confused, but I did what he said. I went for the job interview and I was hired into television. Even though I was completely clueless about it, I was kind of excited. It was my first job. And I was a school student. Like, come on. But with time and my partner and the help that I got, I figured out that I can work here, but I'm not good with writing. So when it comes to standing and speaking and delivering it, I am pretty good with it. I cannot do writing. And eventually I just discovered reporting is not for me, because we're just like asked to go, report, and come back. We cannot be empathetic with the people who are actually suffering. And that is who I was. So I eventually wanted to leave reporting, but my boss back in 1971 told me I did not know what I did not know. And that is exactly what he said. Opera, you did not know what you do not know. So you got to stay here and you have to learn. And making the long story short, I stayed there and I started listening to what felt like the truth to me. And as the years passed, I started earning a lot while reporting. But even though the people around me were really happy, I wasn't. So I moved to like doing talk shows, and I asked my boss, and I shifted to Chicago. And this is where I am right now, interviewing for this job. Well, that is a lot of talking from my side, ma'am, but this is who I am. That's how my journey started. And here I am to raise consciousness and make people aware just by my talk shows. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Divya. It was amazing how you actually took Oprah's life and portrayed it in such an amazing way. The judges, if you would like to take over.
Hi. Firstly, Divya, really good job. Again, as I said, as I said for Yavi, your diction was super clear. There were points where I was sort of getting sold on the idea. I have no clue why and for what, but almost it was there. And another thing is, since again, because it is, I know that a lot of you, for a lot of you, this is your first time, kind of exploring the theatrical side of taking public speaking and moving into the theatrical side of the arts and creativity and everything. And a lot of what we do in theater is more relying on our characteristics, our say a certain amount of quirkiness, or taking little bits of the character that we have. Say if I were to play like a character, I'd sort of mentally map who I am and then put myself in that scenario. So maybe from a more theatrical aspect of things, I in general as well, like I think I would have appreciated if you took Oprah's character and you were, instead of going over say what she actually did in real life and her journey and struggle, like I would have really liked a part where you play the character and sort of talk about how you want to get this job right now which you're applying for, and like kind of convince whoever is interviewing you that this is me, please take me, this is who I am. That sort of thing, that live in continuous motion sort of character building. So that's it. But again, like considering this is the first time for all of you, like I'm blown away. This is really good. Like I would have cried or something on the spot. Like this is very, very nice.
Thank you.
Abon.
Yeah, I think Rohil summed it up pretty well already. I don't know what's left for me to say. But like Divya, I must say that you've actually done your research about opera, and it's again like if we look at the previous character like Chandler Bing has those distinct quirky mannerisms, right? But then opera's doesn't really have a standing out feature in her expressions or whatever, but I think I actually noticed how you aced her eyes as well, because Oprah is very intimidating with her eyes and everything. And I think like you've actually displayed Oprah's like clarity of speech and the confidence which she has, like just get straight to the business and no BS type of attitude. That's really good. And yeah, just to carry on with that input of Rohil's, like would have liked to see like a bit more of what you think Oprah would have said. Like I know that you've done your research like spot on, but like some of the creative input here would have like worked perfectly. But at your stage in life, I would have probably stumbled after the first line, because Oprah is not easy to do at all. Like great job.
Thank you.
Muskan, are we continuing with the next participant?
Okay, yeah. So the next participant is Kiara Datta. The scenario is you have been invited to a United Nations conference and the character is the very much notoriously famous Adolf Hitler. Kiara, over to you.
My Wi-Fi might betray me, but...
No, it's okay. It's not betrayed you yet. You're good to go.
Okay. I'll stop smiling and I'll begin. I am Adolf Hitler and I will speak now. You say we are here to discuss the virus or something. If we are, then why have you summoned me here? I am part of the better race, the advanced race. We won't get the virus. We won't be affected by this whatever plebeian virus thing. By the way, you all should be thanking me. You got the idea for this vaccine isolation camps from me. I was the creator of all camps. By the way, you are doing it wrong. You're supposed to be killing these people. Why would you saving them, giving them some vaccine injection, wasting your time on this medicine and vaccine and all that? You kill them, and if you kill them, the virus won't spread. This is exactly like the League of Nations. I should just walk out. But I will do that. But before I do that, I must tell you what I told them. First of all, we don't need you. Germany doesn't need you. We are fine on our own. As I mentioned before, we are the better and the more advanced race. And second of all, revenge. Kill these people. We'll get to the Jews later. Here we kill the Chinese first. Make sure to kill the Jews after that. But first, the Chinese. Let's kill the Chinese. They eat all these nasty things. And then see what they have brought upon us on this. Just see what they have brought upon us. We all know this blonde guy sitting here, he knows. He thought it was a fraud. Is it? So many people of all these other countries are dying now. You have wasted enough of my time. The Hitler Youth would get the vaccine in 2 seconds. Have you not read that book? The Light in the Darkness, whatever, where this Warner boy, he's so smart, he fixes all the radios, blah, blah. The Hitler Youth is great. And if we tried, we would get you the vaccine in 2 minutes. 2 days it would take us. Now, yeah, sorry. You have wasted enough of my time and I have better things to do. Thank you. Well, not really.
Kiara, your performance was absolutely amazing. I mean, I was so immersed, I actually forgot to see the time. Spot on impression. Loved the sarcastic comments. And over to the judges now.
That was very, very, very fun. I think firstly props to whoever came up with this scenario. Like this is, yes, I think Bhumika did. I can see her.
No, I think we worked on it as a team, but Hitler was, yes, giving that to Kiara was a very planted thing because we knew she'd do well with it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed myself heavily. I think again, this is more of what I was looking for in say the others as well who've done it, where the character and a lot of what makes up the character is being placed in a scenario where hypothetically they would have said something like this. And there were parts where I was ROFLing, like me having a background of theater. Like I sort of generally am not that expressive in moments like this, but I was actually really humored by the entire thing. If I have to sort of point out where I would have liked to see some sort of improvement, I think just the clarity in the flow of sentences. I think there were a lot of parts where you sort of stumbled in the end, or you didn't finish the entire sentence and moved on to the next, which is fine. Which is honestly, I mean, like it's more than acceptable at this point. So very impressed. Good job.
Abon, if you would like to say.
Yeah, I still can't stop laughing. Dude, I don't know how you did that, but I think like Rohil and I have done a play where there like we knew a guy who was playing a German character, and you sort of chimed anything which he did. So kudos on that, because the guy was in theater for ages, and even like those minute details of the "the" in the German speech, and and how you transcended into that is spot on. And like those minute details about his his way of diction and expression. And I think that he actually sort of really got into the character, and your creativity was spot on. Just one minute thing is that I perhaps would have liked a bit more engagement. Like it's Hitler, dude, like stamps the table like this and this. Hitler doesn't listen to anyone, doesn't care about UN regulation, doesn't care about sanctions, nothing. And then generally, I would have legit lost it if he came with a mustache. But that's for another time. But great job.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, judges. So now our next participant is Pradyum Nahata. The situation is accused on account of a double homicide, and the character is Kangana Ranaut.
नमस्ते दोस्तों. मेरे पहले श्रीमान जी Adolf Hitler. Sir, me and Modi ji are like very big fans of you. So just off the record. So don't tell anybody. So I would like to start. दोस्तों, आज हम एक बहुत गंभीर समस्या का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं. I have been accused of a few things, and before I start, if you don't know me, I am a recipient of the Padma Shri, and I have won the national award 4 times. I was also in the movie Queen. You can like go to the Eiffel Tower, and you can look me up on several platforms. I left Twitter a while back, but let's start. It is a very sad day today, so I have to, act a little. So I have been accused of double homicide.
Pradyum, go on. It's okay. Someone's just unmuted. I'm gonna check that. Just sorry for that. One second.
What is double homicide? जब कोई आदमी या इंसान दूसरे आदमी या इंसान और एक आदमी या इंसान को मार देता है, then it is called double homicide, and I've been accused of it. Now the highest courts in this country are in a conspiracy to push me in jail. This is what we call judiciary injustice. It is a contradiction. Much like many anti-nationalists today claiming to be nationalists, but they are Hindu folks. Now they are not focusing on the genocide that is happening in Bengal, but they are focusing on these trivial things, these chote cheez pe. There is this person, Shashi Tharoor, the intellectual TMC member, vocabulary wala. He killed his wife. Nothing happened to him. But now I killed 2 people, or I'm alleged to kill 2 people, and everybody is going off. Am I a murderer? Am I a murderer? American intervention in the media circuit, in our media circuit, they are trying to ideologically colonize India. They are the cause of corruption, Bengal genocide, climate change, and decreasing biodiversity in the bio-terrestrial ecosystem. And they are accusing me.
1 minute to go.
जो भी है यहाँ पे, they are essentially anti-nationals. These people who believe me, who believe that I have killed, they are anti-nationals. मैं बताना चाहूंगी हुआ क्या था. मैं अपने बांद्रा बंगलो में जा रही थी और 2 जन मेरे गाड़ी के बाद मुझ पे अंडे फेंकने लगे. They called me oppressive, conformist, totalitarian, authoritarian, right-wing, uneducated bigot and propaganda puppet. And I got very angry. I had to take action. And then only... क्या हुआ? नहीं, चाय नहीं अभी. थोड़ी देर बाद देना मसाला और गोलमेज दे के और मतलब कड़क बनाने. हाँ. So, dosto, just to summarize, if you believe this, you are an anti-national. You are just like the CIA and the NSA who go to communists and call them ugly. They have agents here, and they are also trying to murder me. Murder is being attempted on me. I am the victim here. So now I would like to end and tell them कि हाँ मैं murderer हूँ. I am the murderer of anti-national ideologies. And that was a very poetic line. That was not lame at all. Hashtag Kangana Ranaut replies to murder allegation. Hashtag roasted. Hashtag watch my next movie in July. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Pradyum, for that. I mean, I enjoyed myself a bit too much. Your impersonation was like spot on, and the sunglasses, amazing touch. So, over to the judges now.
Hi, Pradyum. Long time no see. Firstly, I think because I know you, I can be a bit more frank with you. I'll tell you the things I didn't like first. I was expecting a bit more makeup. I was expecting a bit more of long, drawn out pronunciation, emphasis on things, you know, really getting that Kangana Ranaut point across. But that's pretty much it. Like, now, obviously, to the good side of things. I mean, at this point, I don't really have much to say except for this was something I was expecting from you and also wasn't, because it was, I mean, not to be rude or anything. It's not like I don't have any faith in you, but your thing was very, very good. And I liked how you actually took the time to construct an entire narrative about every single infamous thing that Kangana Ranaut is known for. I also felt, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you reading off like a script or something? Because I sort of know, but then, okay, no, if you weren't, then that's a big wrong. No. Because I thought there was, yeah. Then otherwise, it was, I think, really, really good. And I mean, I told you what I expected, and I told you how much I'm impressed by this. And it's good to see you grow from, you know, a small actor to like a big time Kangana Ranaut impersonator. Good job.
Yes, hello, Pradyuman. Long time no see, as Rohil said. But dude, like I think we last saw you like 2 years back, but you've like genuinely improved a lot. Like no kidding aside. Secondly, I hope that this video of yours never leaks, because you'll be massacred online for it. And as soon as you said namaste dosto, it just started ring about flashbacks of all the things which you said and on the runs which she's gone on. And secondly, I'm really digging the Salwar movies. And thirdly, I love how none of the points make sense because it is Kangana Ranaut. So that was a really good detail. And I also noticed your username, very good attention to detail. And yeah, and then as Rohil said, like would have liked more of like the crazy eyes, because like we know how she is and everything. And also the kudos to you for like keeping, you know, like not losing your chain of thought and your flow of speech when the interruption thing happened in between. So yeah, great job.
We're so sorry about that. I mean, we try to control Zoom etiquette as much as possible, but it's a little hard with all the things. Okay, Muskan, back to you.
Okay, yeah. So moving on to our next participant, it's Drishti Jodhani, and the situation is stuck in an elevator. The character is Gordon Ramsay.
Hi guys, I'm Drishti Jodhani. I'm a student of Morning High School for Girls, and I'm studying in class 11. I will be impersonating Gordon Ramsay in a situation where he's stuck in an elevator. Yes, Tilly, I've reached the MasterChef building. I am getting in the elevator now. Please tell Mom I'll talk to her later. Yes, bye. What was that? What the fish? Is this elevator stuck? Oh my God, I have to be up on the canteen of the MasterChef Australia building. And it's 11:30 already? Oh my God, what am I going to do here? How long am I going to be stuck in here? Oh dear God, at least they have these alarm buttons for help. The stupid alarm also doesn't work. What kind of an idiot elevator is this? Damn it. It's so hot. I'm going to sue this building. Oh, God. What am I going to do now? Oh, yes. I should contact Jock and Andy. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me out there? Hello? What? I can't even contact them. There's no signal in the stupid elevator. Oh, my God. So we're trying to get you out there. Bullshit! Get me out of this stupid thing. Very quick. What kind of service is this, you blithering idiot? The services of my hell kitchen is much better than whatever this match is. Isn't this part of your nonsensical job to take better care of your guests? Oh my God. Oh, find me something. Hello? Hello? Yes, Melissa. Melissa, can you hear me? Yes, yes. I was there on my way to the gantry and I got stuck up in the elevator. Please tell Jock and the other contestants to wait for me a while. Yes, yes, I'll be there as soon as I can. Yes, thank you, Melissa.
1 minute to go.
Oh, finally, you opened. You weasels! What took you so long to get me out of that stupid hell thing? I'm amazed. Better be better than next time. Thank you.
Okay, Drishti, that was amazing. I really loved the impersonation of Gordon Ramsay and also the little Hell's Kitchen logo just added a nice touch. And now I would, of course, like to invite our judges. Rohil, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I was going to comment on the Hell's Kitchen thing. That's a nice little touch. I felt, firstly, kudos to you. I think this was a very, very, as close to a very theatrical impersonation of what Gordon Ramsay would actually be like if he was stuck in an elevator, which again, like, props to whoever came up with this situation. It's like, how do you come up with this? I first, like, I'll just, lay my point across about what I expected. 2 words, lamb sauce. I really wanted lamb sauce to be somewhere in this entire thing. But again, it's kind of irrelevant. I loved the emotion. I loved the parts where I could actually clearly kind of pinpoint the areas where you were, say, more more enraged, or putting in more of that emphasis on being frustrated. And so again, so basically, in other words, this was like as close to a very theatrical performance as you could be, or as you could have one, in this very limited sort of platform. So very good job. Very good job.
Thank you.
Yes, really, really, really good job, Dishti. Also, like, I know that it's not easy to maintain that diction while constantly shouting and feeling his rage. And I think you were actually feeling Ramsay's rage and everything. And also your utilization of prop was spot on. And I was sort of intimidated by your angry eyes as well. I must give you that. But yeah, as one more thing, like as Rohit was expecting the lamb sauce thing, I was sort of convinced that as soon as the guy opened the lift for you, you were going to take the 2 loaves of bread and call him an idiot sandwich. But that's just an input for the next time. But yeah, really, really good job.
Thank you, judges.
Okay, thank you, judges, very much for that wonderful comments. And now we will move on to the next participant, Shreya Biswas. Her scenario is given the wrong order at a restaurant, and her character is Queen Elizabeth II. And before she begins, there are a few lines of introduction before her speech can begin, so we will be reading it out. For some context, Queen Elizabeth has decided to eat breakfast from Adam's restaurant, one of the finest restaurants in England. She has ordered caviar omelette, shepherd's pie, and hot chocolate. but instead she served fish and chips. Shreya, the stage is all yours.
So, Paul, I hope you've informed the people of the restaurant that I have my breakfast by 8 a.m. But see, it's 8:02 now. I don't understand how can anyone delay the first meal of the day? You know, in Buckingham Palace, I have never allowed such a thing. And that's why I'm so hungry, even at this age. And you know, you had requested me so much, that's why I came. Otherwise, I'd never leave the palace as the mornings. Mornings, I like to spend time with myself. But I must say, the coffee is really gratifying. Oh, look, I think that's my food. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. What? Fish and chips? Oil? In the morning? How atrocious. Please, please just take it out from my sight. Yes, what are you looking at? Of course, that's not what I ordered. I had ordered a caviar omelette, hot chocolate, and shepherd's pie. How do you even ask that? So, Paul, my child, I see your waiters have zero professionalism. They can't understand crisp and clear instructions. This is how you treat me, the Queen of England? Paul, my son, I'm like the most important guest here. I see there's no respect for royalty, and everyone in England knows how much I hate unprofessionalism. In my palace, everything is ready even before I wake up. And that's how I have trained the people who work for me. And mind you, no one dares to disobey me. Also, you know, right, how diet conscious I am? Look at the oil in the chips. Just look. How can someone even think of having so much oil for breakfast? This generation, I tell you, this generation is the problem. They don't care about maintaining a healthy lifestyle and eating healthy. And later, when they come to my age, they will all will be sitting in hospitals. And Paul, I'm sorry, you have to do better. Your people have the guts to serve me oily food. And oh, you gentlemen, why are you all standing like statues? Get my breakfast now. And also, change the coffee. It's become cold. And next time I get the wrong order, I can be colder than this. Then you all will turn into statues for real. Now what? Run! Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. That was amazing. And I feel like if anyone got Queen Elizabeth's order wrong, it's probably the last thing they'll do because they're sure to get fired. But anyways, now Rohil and Amon, I would invite you to please give your comments on this wonderful performance.
So firstly, very noticeable attention to detail about the royal lifestyle, which I think I was very impressed by. Another thing is, contrary to popular belief that, you know, this horrid old hag doesn't seem to age. I would also have liked a bit more of, how do I put this, old people type speaking, if that makes sense. You know, because if there were points I feel that if I wasn't provided context, I wouldn't have been too sure as to which character you were portraying, which ultimately I think is the point in hosting a competition like this, because you know, because you are assigned a character. I at least in my opinion, it should be in every point of your monologue, it should be very clear as to who you are and what the, if not the situation, definitely which character you're playing. So I think I would have actually liked to see a bit more of just focusing on the fact that, say you are this like 300-year-old woman who's been living in, you know, who's been living this royal lifestyle for ages now. But other than that, good job, like really good, clear diction. And I don't think I felt at any point that I couldn't understand what you were trying to put across. So good job. Good job.
Thank you, Rohil. Now, Abong, yes.
Shreya, like as Rohil said, like really, really good job. Just a few things. also, like, I love how you've actually is how stuck up the royal family is. And at a point, like Elizabeth was cribbing like one of the society aunties that this generation is the cause of all of our harm and everything. That was really funny. Uh, and also, like, I guess so there's this thing, right? People don't expect the queen to be angry because she's royalty, right? And she's supposed to be this really calm spoken, gentle individual. So I think what Rohit was meaning to say is that you don't expect the queen to be this angry. So I think we would have like seen that transition. But like, oh, that's my tea that you've gotten wrong. And then just get your outburst and whatever. And I think there was a slight room for details as well. Obviously, the intro helped the context really well, and the fact that he made the effort to make sure that went on before. Great job. But yeah, like the room of detail about this humongous ugly hats and that. And at this point, I think the queen's like 150 years old. So like that crowd should have been there, and they're like, oh yeah, that's my wrong order, and then you just lose it. But barring that, and like really good job. And I love how I love how he actually aced that again, like how stuck up the royal family is in their own fantasy. Good job.
Thank you, judges, for those wonderful words of wisdom. Our next participant is Iman Fairs, and the scenario is someone hacked into your Instagram account, which I believe is horrible. And the character assigned is Donald Trump, the wall builder. Iman, you can begin.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Donald J. Trump, have come to talk about how I am a victim of cyberbullying. I know, it's disturbing. This slimy hacker, he or she, I believe in equality. America is equal. Don't attack me. They are bullying. They have changed my username to orange_dumpster. I'll ask you, do you think I deserve this? Do you think I deserve this? I don't. I don't think I deserve this. I am a good man. And this is slander. It's very troubling. It's very troubling because I can't address what I deem are world issues on a daily basis in the most problematic way possible. It is very hard to do that when you don't have an Instagram account. When your account is taken, something is taken from your heart. Do you know what that feels like? No, you don't, because I protect this country. Only I face these problems. Where am I supposed to post my famous thirst traps? And this person, this hacker, he is using words that actually exist. Where is Pofife? Where is it? If you're going to do it, if you're going to impersonate me, then impersonate me.
1 minute to go.
Melania, darling, she has let me see my account, and it's quite troubling. But a lesser man would be affected, but a better man wouldn't. I am a better man, and I will make America great again. So folks, don't worry. We will get through this. And if we don't, if you don't think so, you're fake news. Thank you, good night, and God bless America.
Thank you, man. I mean, that Donald Trump impersonation was, I think you nailed it, like how he expresses his words. But anyways, it's time for the judge's opinion now. So, Rohit, would you like to go first?
Yeah, firstly, I think at this point, we're all more than familiar with Donald Trump and his very twisted sense of this gravitas that he, carries around with him, and which is always there when he's saying anything stupid or he just says stupid things. But there were I think by the end of your monologue, it became a bit monotonous. Allow me to say so. I don't think that's a necessarily bad thing, but I also would have liked to see a bit more variation in, say, how you throw your voice, and and a lot of and say emphasis on certain words, and just certain uh, places in general. But I was very, very impressed. All of that aside, this was again one of the performances where right from the beginning I was sort of, that there wasn't a point where I didn't realize that there was an incredibly live performance happening in front of me. So good job on that.
Thank you.
That's very.
Can you guys hear me? Because my internet was like pretty shady.
No, we can hear you, Arvind, perfectly.
So, really, really good attention to detail about the Kufefe thing. That really stood out to me, and that entire smug Trump face. Like when he's speaking absolute crap, but he's still like really, really confident in his entire demeanor, and also like I like how you've interpreted about how Twitter is his life, and how like, he can't really exist without the social media thing. But yeah, as Rohul actually brought up, that I think there was more to do with his body mannerisms, right? Because he practically he moves like a fidget spinner all the time, like this, and then he picks up in people, journalists and all, like yeah, you like the pointing thing. Whatever. I realized the thing which you did with your hand, and that was very, very Trump. It's like China. So, but like I think the pointing thing, and there are a few more mannerisms which you can add, and yeah, that voice modulation about Trump's anger, right? Like sometimes when he knows he's wrong, but he's still trying to just back it up with absolute crap. But generally, like really, 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 really good display of how stuck up he is as well, and good job.
Thank you, judges. Our next participant is Akshit Ray, and the scenario is held hostage at a bank heist, and the character is Captain Raymond Holt.
You guys, I guess I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I'm wearing the hat because like Holt is bold, whatever. So okay, let me not fool you, people, those who have held me hostage. I'm the commanding officer. Yes. At the 99th precinct of the NYPD. And you are all in deep, deep trouble because I have backup, which you all might not know, because I'm the officer, if you didn't know. And that they are probably on their way because they must have noticed I've been missing for more than 15 minutes. And that I obviously come back in time. And I'm pretty sure Santiago must have informed the others because I was supposed to check the colored binders when I went back. But whatever, nevertheless, I hope Kevin is doing well because like I left him with Peralta. Good Lord. Peralta shouldn't be left alone with Kevin because his hideous movies. Die Hard, what is Die Hard? I don't know what Die Hard is. And his songs, excuse me, Beach Boys. Hello, you're supposed to listen to Waltz, Gangnani. Come on, mate. You're not supposed to listen to all that, right? But nevertheless, and I hope Peralta has not forgotten to feed Cheddar. Because like he's pretty childish, right? I can't help it with that. Like back to the robbery, because like you all call this a robbery. This is how you rob a bank, underprepared in the ski masks. You look like a clown, sir. Yes, you do. And call this a knot. Seriously, you had to tie it harder. Like, this is not fair. Fine, lady. Don't worry. This is like, you call this a knot. I don't think this is a knot. It's like, childish knot. I can easily take it out. I was in Boy Scout, you know. All right, so lady, just untie me, please, because I can't get it, you know. But like, yeah, I will just grab my weapon. Like, yeah, I have a gun. Don't worry. Yeah. Peralta, you had to. Your pranks, good Lord, Guys, I
1
guess we have
minute
a
to go.
problem because like I'm stuck and I have a banana. Oh God, Cheddar, Cheddar's here. Don't worry, guys. Guys, Cheddar's here. I guess my team is here. Oh, don't tell me this is Captain Wunch's plan. That wicked old lady. Thank you.
Shivam, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't being able to unmute. Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you, Akshat. That was wonderful. Being a huge Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan myself, I must say I enjoyed that very well. And now, judges, I would hand over the mic to you.
So as I think as iconic as Brooklyn Nine-Nine is as a show in itself, I think this character, when someone plays, especially someone like Raymond Holt, there is there is I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's the sense of expectation, I think, when to very uh, effectively and effortlessly pull off Raymond Holt, which from my experience or just expectations, I think is a very tough thing. So good job. It's not easy at all to pull hold of. So I mean, just before I say anything critical, like kudos to you. Secondly, there were points where I felt that yeah, Raymond Holt would have exactly reacted like this, but there were also points where I was not entirely sold that Holt would have been this uh, this excitable. A lot of his characteristics have to do with monotony or a very calm and a very sort of moderated delivery of speech, even the pronunciations. And one thing I think I should point out is I expected a bit more of refinery in your diction, in your not diction, sorry, in your choice of words. I feel he would have used words which a lot of us would have to sort of resort to the dictionary and look up, which I was expecting. But otherwise, really good job. I'm very impressed.
Hello, Akshit. Nice to see that you're awake today, given your sleeping schedule. Uh, so, firstly, I understand how Holt's character and you in real life are complete polar opposites, right? So, like your attempt actually acing his like straight face, poker face, and just monotonous voice was really good. Okay, so on to the positives. I like how you actually reflected Holt's character pretty well in the fact that even during a bank heist, he was like critiquing the fashion sense of the robbers and like, yeah, you look like a joke, and about not respecting them, etc. And also really good use of props, because this reminds me about how whenever Rohit and I ever used to do school fests, we would just bring a banana onto the stage just for comedy effect. Just anything with a banana is just funny. Also, yeah, I know that the deep hold voice was tough to do, but yeah, as and the tie as well, really good attention to detail. But as Rohil said already, that Holt is not affected by anything in the world. He's always a straight face thing. He doesn't have emotions. Although he has emotions, he never displays it. So he shouldn't even be bothered like what is going on, or like can you please help me? Like, can you please help me? Okay, no. Can you please help me? Okay, no. Like that. Like nothing really affects him. Nothing really shifts his mood. So I think that you could have reflected like a bit better. But yeah, regardless of that, really good job.
Thank you, judges, very much. And without further ado, our next participant is Ansh Agarwal, and the scenario is mismatched at a blind date, and the character is Harry Styles. So, Ansh, the stage is yours.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're completely audible. You can go ahead.
Okay. I'm done. Okay, I'm just done. I mean,
I finally trusted that guy, and he sets me up with you. I mean, no offense, you're hot, but my ex's best friend, that like really doesn't make sense. Like, I'm mad at Zen right now, but it's all right. It's all right. Mhm. Okay, we are here right now. Okay, so Bella, you know what's the best thing about a toxic breakup? Well, of course you don't. But you know why I'm here to clear all those teeny weeny doubts in your head, and maybe also get a kiss on my nose. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But that's definitely not the point. The best thing about a toxic breakup, in my opinion, are the albums. I mean, I did get one, and I've seen people make careers out of them. But I would like to get a second one, but I really don't want to go through that again. Like, that was hard, like really hard. And the reporters, I swear to God, can you please stop filming? We're on a date. I'm not singing live, for God's sake. Yeah, but anyway, we're here for you and me. So this is really awkward, and I have been stalking you on Instagram. Definitely not in real life, but I would like to say I have a small crush on you, and I kind of like you a lot. So yeah, hit me up sometime later, because now I need to go to my best friend's house to give him a blow kiss. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ansh. That was truly wonderful to say the least. And now over to the judges.
So firstly, can I see what you're wearing? Because
Yeah, I'm wearing like this floral t-shirt with uh, like a fur coat. And
I love it. I think can I just give him the award now? No. Okay.
I'm not going to
So
comment on that, but
yeah,
definitely
no,
great
no,
touch
no.
with the costume.
But very like I think out of everyone we've seen now, your at least your fashion and aesthetic presence on screen is the most noticeable, the most
Thank you.
sort of uh, I was instantly gravitating towards, believing that you are Harry Styles, which now very effortlessly segueing into my points of criticism. There were there were parts where, again, I wasn't completely sold on the part that, you're playing Harry Styles as a character. I was not going to lie, expecting a bit more of connections to just this entire pop culture sphere that Harry Styles comes from. Because apart from your visual presence and maybe some lines about which a fan would relate to Harry Styles, I don't if is someone like me who doesn't necessarily listen to his music, I wouldn't be able to sit here and instantly go like, oh yeah, this guy is playing Harry Styles. So I think that could have been improved, but otherwise, uh, there was good throw of voice. There were parts where I was sold that I was having a conversation actually on a date, and there were parts. It wasn't a very one-off sort of monologue. I was sold on the fact that there was a conversation going on. But yeah, I think a bit more focus on the character itself, and it would have been like top notch. But really,
thank you. Yes, hello, and like really, really good job. Again, I like how you actually depicted the reality of the whole album thing after a breakup. It was a good jab at basically half the pop industry. It's good, and the fact about how it is a realistic scenario. Like, even when you're eating or when you're on a date or whatever, it's always the paparazzi hunting you. There was a really good attention to details, and you were acing the sort of soft spoken mannerism of Heist, because we haven't really seen him have an outburst quite often. He's like really quite gentle, quite soft spoken. And there was a good variation of emotions, like when you're talking to the date, then you're talking to the paparazzi. That was good. But yeah, as Rohit said, like you have to sort of, again, your costume spot on. And just to like keep it short, just to like feel the character more, like get into the character, be more involved about it. And I was also expecting like a watermelon sugar high fun there, but that's okay. But again, great job.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, judges, for that wonderful words of wisdom. Now, our next participant is Nithiksh Bhattacharya, and the scenario is failing an academic year, aka every student's worst nightmare. And the character is truly an interesting one, Albert Einstein.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You can go ahead.
Okay, excuse me from the camera, it's like the view is not correct. So can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the reason for my presence is solely because of my absence in the field of academics. The Intellect Hunger program, with its news of infamous nature eking out the soul from its own followers, is incessantly propagating through and through by wind, reaching the nostrils of everyone. It seems like that this department of knowledge, which continuously and perpetually demands zeal and hard work and consistency. I repeat, zeal, hard work, and consistency. I'll receive the laconic reply from this vessel of mine. Many people whom I have befriended intelligent, I must say. I'll avoid, I quote and unquote, they tell me, it happens to several people of your age. Try something else. Maybe it doesn't work on you. Well, regarding my grades, I always think of what to tell them. Now, first, I would like to come back to the many people who, with their ears overhanging to get an earful of my boring yet gripping harangue. Why exactly are you here? Some of you would say, I quote and unquote, it's relevant for you in this. In my case, certainly it might be so. What about others? It's impossible for it to be relevant to everyone out here and yet possible for every single incarnation of humanoid species, for this is the principality of paramount universal importance. True in the essence of getting and holding a perspective from the others around you, only to get a firmer than ever, to accumulate the confidence, to boost your philosophy of how you look at this huge but tiny planet. Again, we drifted from the topic of others quoting me to move on. Well, to answer that, it is human nature to be fickle-minded. It's a disease which one tries to cure. One, as one looks, explores, and eventually
1 minute to
discovers
go.
by pursuing a career and finally contributing to this land's value. Not only measured not only in resources but also by its inhabitants, but also to be obstinate is one thing, but acquiring the attribute of determination is a boon which many desire, as it continually strives to shine in the darkness, illuminated by the lightning of its own structure. I believe I have spoken for quite too long, and here I am with a failing grade. But it is these attributes which drives me. One day my name would come synonymous with the word genius. I don't think anyone is a genius anyway, or I would rather say I would die a blabbering fool with an ambitious mind encapsulated in the restricting mammalian cellular wagon. In time, my fate would unfold as to it would light up or blown off. I don't know. After all, time is but a stubborn illusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidiksh. And now, judges, the stage is all yours.
Okay, firstly, one of the major downsides to conducting any sort of theatrical performance on this sort of platform is you might have the clearest diction in the world, but if your mic isn't functioning properly, there's no way one can understand what you're saying. So I'm so sorry because I was trying to figure out a lot of what you were saying, but it just wasn't coming across. And I can definitely look over that aspect because again, we are limited to something like Zoom. That being said, and taking into consideration that I believe this, I mean, let me go out on a limb and say that, this might be one of the few times that you've have you had any major experiences with theater before?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah. So again, someone being coming from that theater background, a lot of what is misconstrued is the fact that someone who can do someone who's good at public speaking can sort of deviate it to theater. And I don't mean this in like a rude way at all. First, like, I think out of all the performances, yours has been the most eye-opening for me, because there were points where if I wasn't connected to theater, I would have never dared to even come out of my comfort zone and try something like this. So like, I'm blown away right now that you've actually come to this sort of platform. You've taken into consideration that this is not exactly something you do, and you've tried your best, which is very, very good. Coming over to the good points, there were a lot in your monologue. What I felt was there could be because again, I appreciate the research gone into the character. I appreciate a lot of the technical things that were said in your monologue. Something that is done a lot in theater is taking that and building on that characteristic and sort of emoting more, visually expressing what you're saying instead of just saying. So again, I mean, that is entirely why we arrange events like this, where people can sort of come out and explore this sort of territory and can learn from like a lot of their experiences. So I mean, I have nothing to say except for like like how immensely blown away I am that you actually sort of with no with no sort of sense of nervousness or paranoia, that was coming through at all. It was as if you were very confident and very calm in your demeanor, which is something like hardly experienced theater actors can do. So, like, really good job.
Yeah, hi. First of all, like, I must like really commend you on actually stepping out of your comfort zone. That's number one. And given that this is your first time, like, trust me, I know how bad I was the first time. Then this is nothing compared to that. Like in my
Yeah, I
first
can vouch for that.
Okay, okay, we'll have a chat later. But again, the thing is like when it's someone's first time, you're always saying, okay, what will each and every individual think? There's so many people as the audience, and I need to impress each and every one of them. But I like how you legit did not give a damn about that, and you actually went on with your monologue without any fear factor. Okay, and again, like being your first time and then being asked to depict Einstein, it's very tough because I don't think any of us hardly even I think half people don't even know how Einstein actually sounds in real life. We haven't even seen videos of him much. But again, for like acing, first of all, the costume and the bow tie, really good. And again, as I said, it was actually quite tough to depict Einstein's mannerisms because we just know him as the guy. Yeah, he's smart. He's equal to MC squared. That's it. That's it to him. But the amount of research that you put into your character to try and develop it, really good. And diction was actually brilliant throughout. But again, would have liked more voice modulation. So like see, like when I'm speaking like this, but if I suddenly speak really loudly, you actually grasp my attention, right? So that is one thing. And the last thing is that I know that it's your first time, but like for future events, you should always try to make sometimes get the eye contact with the audience or the judges, whoever the audience is. So then you can actually connect and feel your character. Obviously, like you can read off lines, whatever. But once in a while, you must like look into engage the audience into the story which you're trying to depict. But again, really good job, and especially since it's your first time.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, Nitish. And as all good things must come to an end, here is today's final participant, Adrija Jana. And the scenario is you have just received your college acceptance letter, and the character is Hannah Montana.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Trisha,
Could
can
we
we have
have your
your...
video?
Yes. It's a part of the performance. I'll just turn it on.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, then you can go ahead.
To open or not to open? That's the question. Let me open it. I'll have to do it anyway. This is to inform you that you have been accepted into Stanford and henceforth. Accepted? What? I was accepted into Stanford! Oh my god! Lily is so happy we will go to Stanford together! Mom, can you see I have been accepted into Stanford? Oh my god, I want to sing! I got everything I've always wanted, living a dream. So yeah, everything I've always wanted isn't always what you think. I'm a lucky girl whose dreams came true. But Stanford? Really? Am I that lucky? Let me read again. Yes, it's Stanford. But what if somebody at Stanford is a better musician than I am? A better vocalist? A better guitarist? What if they take away my chance to be a lead member of the band? But wait, no, shouldn't I be focusing on my studies? But music is my entire life. What if Miley gets tired of this entire pop star thing and doesn't let me come out anymore? I'll be lost. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. No. Wait. Why am I doing this? Guitar, listen to me. We have to.
1 minute
we
to
have to stand out. We have to be the best. We can't let anybody else take our place. We go to Stanford. Can you believe me? Yes, this is not me. I should be dancing around. I should be jumping around. There's so many situations to make. But first, I need to tell Lily. Yes, Lily. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. That was amazing, and you have a very beautiful voice. And now over to the judges.
Shivam, I'm sorry, judges, can I interrupt for a second if that's okay? Fabulous job, Ashrita. I was reserving my comments. I just felt like, there's so much of feedback being given, I could just hop out of it. But, great job with the touch and the music. It was a really smartly planned act. I definitely say that. The only thing that I felt, whatever minimal experience I've had with theater is when you're impersonating a character, you got to watch out for the way they would do things, right? So like, if you go back and see the show, I'm just trying to hypothetically, because I don't know how Miley would react while getting a college letter. But there are certain ways she talk and there's certain phrases she would be like, oh, fish fries or something of that sort, because she had a very particular kind of lingo. So, those are tiny, tiny things. Maybe you got to keep in mind while impersonating.
I haven't watched the show yet. I haven't
Right,
watched
that's fine. That's fine. But you cover a great job considering you've not watched Hannah Montana. So that's great. And yeah, over to Rohit and
Yeah, makeup, just
Yeah. Piggybacking of what Umika said. Firstly, Umika, whatever you said, honestly, I haven't. I don't think I've given better criticism. Like, you should have been the judge, actually. Like, a lot of what I've been saying is just like, anyway. I think this was. I couldn't have asked for a more well-rounded closing performance. There was song, there was dancing, there was overexcitement, there was voice moderation, there was so much happening. Which, right from when you started, I had this very stupid big smile on my face because, at the end of the day, this is what theater is about letting everything go and living in that moment. And, don't pay attention to what the faces others are making. Don't pay attention to what you feel people would think. You take that essence of your character and you let that one drop fill an entire swimming pool. That was my efforts to sound as deep as I could. So anyway, one point of criticism, I feel, because of all of the excitement and woohoo, yeah, I got into Stanford and everything. A lot of your diction was sort of lost in the process. There was like an overlapping of sentences in some points, and I couldn't really make out what you were saying, which again is, trust me, I hardly could. I hardly have mastered that myself to actually, go out and portray your character as freely as you can without some sort of incongruency in the way you say deliver or emote. So I think, I mean, honestly, like, I think you're like a better actor than me. Like, this is the way you've do you do theater, like, or is this the first time?
Yes, I've been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah, very clearly, and I'm blown away. Like, very good job, very good job.
Thank you so much.
Hello, yes. I also have this sort of special connection to this character because I had to play this character in front of a girls' school in a fest as well, and I know how tough that is. But first of all, your hair and your entire background and the costume, spot on for Hannah's character. Obviously, like there were some comments made about getting the correct lingo right or whatever to actually emote the character, but that's another conversation for another time. And also, first of all, what I really liked which you did was that you depicted a realistic contrast between Miley and Hannah, right? Because Hannah's this really ecstatic woman all the time, and she wants the best of both of whatever. But Miley deep down is again like a random girl like anyone else. So that was really good detail. And again, like, I think like the greatest honor which you can get as a theater actor is to actually grasp the audience's attention for the entirety of your performance. And I think that's what you really aced, because I don't think I actually kept my, I didn't even look down even for a minute, because you're, again, like those sudden shrieks or the sudden, emotions and that excitement really gets the attention of anyone. And also, I was hoping for a best of both worlds pun. Come on, best of both worlds would have been a perfect joke here. But regardless, like, really, really good attention to detail and your effort to actually bring the character to life, really, really well done.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you, Richa. That was beautiful. And now I would hand it over to Omeka.
Unfortunately, that's the sad part. They all are kind of forced to hand it over to me in the end. But anyway, so what I'll do is I will open breakout rooms, and judges, I'll ask you to just join in so we can quickly decide awards and things like that. And in the interim, participants, please feel free to interact. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like. If you feel like this particular character you could have played better, do let us know. So Vaishali is here to do that. And I'll just open the rooms in case everybody gets an invite. You confirm know that I'm bad at technology. That shouldn't happen. So
before that, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but
no,
is there, I mean, after the breakout room, everything, will we get a chance to speak to, like,
absolutely.
Yeah, okay,
Of
then
course. Yeah, did you get a message, Rohil and Obun, to join in? Please do that, and I will also do that. Okay.
I just have a question, Rohil. What are you? What is the?
Wanted our judge. Sorry, we just wanted our judges to have a bit of a demonstration for you, so that you know what it's like to be on stage, etc. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna imitate each other. So Rohil will imitate Obon and Obon will imitate Rohil. So Rohil, can we put you on the spot first, if that's okay?
I know exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah. Okay. No. So I want one of you to give me a situation where I can act as Obon and how he would react. So who wants to pitch me a situation?
Anybody else want to go ahead? My mind is completely blank suddenly.
My mind is blank too.
Okay.
Guys, thank you.
Let's take a scenario where he goes up on stage and he forgets his lines right before he's supposed to start talking.
Okay. Right. I'll give you a bit of context. This is Obon in 2018 when we went to MHS and he portrayed Hannah Montana on stage. He was wearing a very almost inappropriately short skirt and a very tight top. I think he looked beautiful. So just imagine, that beauty on me. All right. Now listen. A lot of you don't know what it means to be a superstar. There are there are loads of possibilities about me being Hannah Montana on stage. Oh, sorry, I need to adjust my skirt. Now, all right. Let me express to you what it means to be Obon Guptu. There are points in my life where I think that, people obsess over me a bit too much. Like, oh my God, like girls are just constantly like trying to text me on Instagram and everything. And it's just, sometimes I can't deal with the popularity, But anyway, no, I forgot. I am Hannah Montana. And I'm playing. I'm standing right next to a very Bihari person, which was deviating again. Like this was like the actual context where Hannah Montana was interacting with a very right-wing Bihari person.
Just to give you like a few lines, which like when we wrote the script, we made this guy called Sahil Lakhmani become like a Bihari businessman, and he was like, "I'll give you the best of both worlds, baby." And all of that Bihari accent and like constantly hitting on me during the flight. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, and I think he said something like Obon in the beginning said something like a banana is a good prop. Because there was a point where on stage, while exposing his very hairy legs, he sort of unpeeled a banana and he started having it as Hannah Montana, and then this Bihari person just went like, "Hey, Hannah Montana, why are you having banana? Hannah having banana." And I think Obon was like very traumatized, and he said something like, "Oh my God, just show some respect." And I think that to me is what Obon is. As a friend of Obon for like years now, we've grown up together, and I can sort of appreciate how how special he is on stage while wearing a short skirt, eating a banana, very seductively, may I add. And yeah, I think if like all jokes aside, Obon is one person I have learned a lot from when it comes to theater. I think he's the most hardworking person out there. When we were putting up School of Rock, he had like 102-degree fever, and he pulled off the entire performance. And there's no one except Obon who could do that. So like as sexy as he looks in a short skirt, I think, you know, like he is one of the actors that I look up to a lot. So yeah.
That's very sweet, Rohit.
Are we supposed to be nice to each other?
Not at all. Up to you.
I just remembered something from School of Rock when you said that Auburn had fever. I just remember being in the makeup room and all, and he was sitting with one bottle of cough syrup in one hand and one pack of fruity, and just sitting like this, and I felt bad. It was, I think, the last performance. He was just sitting with a straight face, and I kind of didn't know. I just knew of y'all. I didn't talk to y'all much, but I felt bad at that time.
Right.
I legit collapsed on stage, but I made it seem as if I was supposed to fall, and I tripped for the girl in the play. But okay.
Auburn,
Yes.
do you want to imitate Rohit quickly?
Yeah, but I'll just imitate Rohil judging. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
So hi everyone. My name is Rohil. I do theater. Did I mention I do theater before? I do theater. It's an absolute honor to be here, to be judging all of you. And I really like the way you grasped the character, you know, like totally like reflected and symbolized everything who she stands for. I think that's really commendable. Did I mention that I do theater? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I mean, genuinely, it's an honor. Did I mention that I'm brought up in the UK? Yeah. So, again, I must like mention to you that, you know, that the way that you've emoted your characters today is very commendable. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, when I was on stage for the first time, I was like, what is going on? But now here you are, all of you, and you're giving 100% on the screen. It's great, dude. It's great. But
I was on spot. I mean, all due respect, Rohit, that was perfect. So, do you guys want to share a little bit of quick feedback, and then we'll get to the awards bit of it?
Yeah. Will Auburn go first?
You go first.
Achha.
You've been traditionally going first today, so let's continue that.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, I think I was discussing this with Bhumika and Auburn like while we were in the break room. I'm really sorry if I came off as like mean or rude at any point. Again, the point of being a judge, like that to a theatrical or like a judge for a theater competition is sort of an oxymoron in itself, because you can't really judge other people's expressions, can you? Like, it's something which they have full control of, and we are only third person. We only have a third person perspective of it. But I think what I have taken from this entire competition is the fact that a lot of you have displayed so much of confidence, so much of just courage to come up, because I know how difficult it is to go out on stage and be placed in very stupid and ridiculous scenarios where I have to portray a character, sort of make a fool of myself, and you tend to become self-conscious and everything. So I think more than anything, just to everyone, there wasn't any participant I felt who displayed that sort of sense of fear or just lack of confidence. And I think if you've got that under control, which all of you have, it's just like a very short journey to traverse, and then reach a point where you can fully claim that you are someone coming from the theatrical background. So I really again now to talk about SpeakSmart, this initiative that y'all have taken up again to sort of consciously focus on theater, because we tend to see a lot of these a lot of people who engage in public speaking come up and challenge themselves and engage in competitions like this. So I think that is something which is really needed. Y'all have done. I really look forward to more of these sort of competitions, because this is how you engage a crowd and you sort of make them aware of just the beauty of the arts, whether it be public speaking or theater or music or anything at all. So really proud of all of you, really proud of SpeakSmart as an organization, and really proud of Obon. He's my best friend, dude.
Thank you so much, Rohil. Thank you.
Do I speak?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, like firstly, as Rohil said, thanks for like conducting this genuinely. This is not some random crap or basic decency we are supposed to have, but like I think all of us needed like 2 hours of everything that's going on. And secondly, because like growing up, I think which Rohil also can vouch for, is that theater really isn't respected in school or seen as a thing which, you know, takes effort and everything. But, you know, like theater isn't a one night thing. You can't just be like, yeah, these are my lines, I'll do it. And especially what you guys were doing, like you guys had a very short span of time to get your characters, to understand it, to do your research, and truly give your best performance. Right? And then I see a potential in each and every one of you, and I'll tell you why. Like I'll give you like a short story. Like my brother recently got his degree in theater, like a week back. And I shit you not, his first play was in class 7, and he was a 3 in Kung Fu Panda. He was a 3. He didn't have any lines. He had nothing. He was a 3 in Kung Fu Panda. And from there, he went on getting the, you know, like leading roles in our school plays, like Lady Macbeth, etc. And like a week back, he just got his degree as well. So like that's the thing. Like once you start, you sort of fall in love with theater. Because I remember like in middle school, I had this like really bad stammering issue, and I was like, there is no way that we can do theater. Like people like me can do theater. People with anxiety or whatever, etc. But then once you really try it, you see that at the end of the day, it is just your character and a blank audience. You don't give a shit about anyone judging you when you're in your character. Perhaps like in rehearsals, you might feel, okay, you know, what is the teacher saying? What are the students saying, etc. But generally, I love how all of you, like majority of you, it's your first time. And again, this is the perfect way to start, because once you're into your character, it's just you and the blank screen. There's no one else. One more thing is especially like the effort to understand the character and feel the character, right? What I would recommend is, like, imagine that you have gotten your character. Do not look at it as if, so at 12:30 for 2 minutes, I need to switch my video on and I need to speak and I need to be on character. Feel the character. Try to get into your character. Okay, because again, like obviously, like Rohil and I have done more in this field of theater, but like this is one thing which you realize. Right? This is one thing which I don't think people realize. Because when we were doing School of Rock, at a point it was Rohil and me sitting with earphones at 2 different corners, sitting silently. I think everyone found it really exciting, whatever. So like that's the effort to get into your character, that goes a long way. And generally, like all of you were great today, especially since it's your first time. And like one last thing, like this entire Mask N Mic was about public speaking with the theater aspect. And I will tell you why it is much different, and it's quite contrary to public speaking. Because in public speaking or debates, if you simply have the best point and you're a bloody robot, you will win the entire thing. And you know, if you have the best rational argument. But that isn't the deal with theater. You can have the best script possible, the best character possible, but if you don't really understand or make the effort to feel your character, and if you don't have that emotional commitment to the character, you won't win the best thing. So that is one thing to look out for. Like you can have perfect diction, you can have a perfect act, you can be a brilliant script writer, whatever, but you have to feel your character, man. That's the only thing I would say. But generally, all of you were brilliant today, and thanks for like allowing me to like take two hours off college and my exams. Is generally like a really big relief. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you so much, Obon. That's really, I mean, this is probably some of the best remarks we've had in all of the events we've done till date. It's been so constructive, and I will thank you all later because I understand that everybody's on a bit of a time crunch and a lot of them are like texting me. So let's do the awards first, and then we'll do a quick thank you and wrap up. So the awards for today are 3. So we have the most original speech, and I completely agree with this. It's a pretty unanimous thing. It goes to Kiara for who played Adolf Hitler. Kiara, I'm gonna tease you for that for the rest of your time with SpeakSmart. But amazing job done.
I know you will, but I don't mind.
Amazing job done. And
thank you so much to all of.
Thank you. And the next two, so we have the most engaging performance, which is best engagement, which goes to Hannah Montana. Adrija, that was phenomenal. The music, the action, everything was on spot. The character. Are you here, Adrija?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Right, it was great. Thank you so much. And the last award for today, and I again this was pretty unanimous, goes to best content, which goes to Pradyum. So congratulations, Pradyum. Great job done. Your Kangana are not for the remainder of the time that I know you. But yeah, superb. And thank you everybody for joining in today. And have fun with your characters. Don't stop acting because you didn't like one particular experience. You think you can do a little better. So for those of you who do need to carry on, I understand there's no rush. But if you can stay, please do stay for a few more minutes. We'll just thank everybody on board and then we'll carry on. So Vaishali, over to you.
So I'll try to make it short, although there are a lot of people to thank. So first of all, I'd like to thank our judges, Rohil and Obon, for taking time out of their busy schedules and being such a delight to talk to work with. And honestly, thank you for being here. And
stop it, man.
We do a much more elaborate thank you, but we're cutting it short.
And thank you for making it so chill, because usually in SpeakSmart, we usually struggle to be a little more informal. We are so rigid all the time and we try to be informal, and thank you for loosening us up. Yeah. And then I'd like to thank our founder director, Mrs. Sreela Mitra. She's not here in this meeting today, but she wished best of luck for this meeting. That's what she does. Our beloved Sreela ma'am, she's always there to motivate us, help us out, and guide us throughout. And basically all the motivation that we get is from her. Then our participants for giving spectacular performances and literally lighting up the virtual stage today, and our attendees for sitting through this entire event. Then I'd go on to thank our content team headed by Sara Shah and Sneh Yadav. They are the one who work on the format, the scenarios that you got, the prompts that you got today, and it's basically their brain baby. And then we have our creative team, which is headed by Iona Chatterjee and Rohan Arya Marda. Both of them extremely busy people, aren't present today, but they do all the behind the scenes work, all the posts that you see on our Instagram page, and the flyers, the certificates that you will receive is all made by them. Our committee members, they're always a text away and always ready to help, and they're always there for us, and whenever we need help, they'll be there. Of course, then our advisory committee, the graduated batch, the 6 people, they're not here today. Again, very busy people, but they're always there to give us advice and help us out if we have issues. Last but not the least, our president...
No, we can skip this.
You have to wait for this. Our president, Umika Panda, she's the one who deals with all our mental breakdowns, and while having a breakdown of her own, and she's the one who micromanages everything that she does. She manages the team so well. Big thank you to Umika.
Big thank you to Vaishali too, and thank you so much, everyone. This was definitely one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had. I wouldn't want to spend my Sunday morning doing anything else. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll just shut the recording.